What's the most inappropriate assignment a teacher has ever given? My psychology teacher, Mr. Blake, was the cool teacher everyone wanted. His classes were packed because he barely gave homework and let us say whatever we wanted. But halfway through junior year, everything changed. He walks in one Monday morning with this weird smile and says, "All right, class, time for your final project. I want you to write about the most traumatic experience of your life. The more painful, the more raw it is, the higher your grade will be." Everyone went quiet, like dead silent. This girl, Emma, raised her hand and asked if we could write about something else instead. Mr. Blake just shook his head and said, "This is psychology class. We study the human mind. Pain shapes who we are. If you want an easy A, dig deep." He made it 30% of our final grade. No way around it. And he was super clear that vague stories wouldn't cut it. It had to be detailed, personal, and real. The first red flag was how the classroom felt after we turned them in. People stopped talking to each other. Friend groups got weird and quiet. The whole vibe was just off. Then kids started whispering about what happened in his other classes. Apparently, he was reading parts of our essays out loud to different periods. Kids said he laughed at one story about a car accident. He called another one about parents fighting overdone trauma bait right in front of everyone. But the worst part was what happened to Rachel. She was this super quiet junior who sat in the back corner. When it came time to present our essays to the class, she just sat there shaking her head. Mr. Blake got this nasty look on his face and said, "Rachel, you're up." She whispered that she didn't want to share hers. He slammed his hand on his desk and yelled, "If you can't handle sharing it, maybe you need therapy, not school." 0 for the assignment. Rachel ran out crying. She didn't come back the next day, or the day after that. Her best friend Katie was pissed. She went straight to the guidance counselor, Mrs. Davis, and demanded someone actually read what we wrote. Katie even brought her own essay to prove how messed up this whole thing was. Mrs. Davis called a few more students down to her office. When they showed her their assignments, her face went white. One kid wrote about getting abused by his stepdad. Another girl detailed her eating disorder and how she almost died. A guy wrote about finding his brother after he killed himself. All of them had grades. All of them had been marked up with red ink. Comments like, "Needs more emotional detail," and "Describe the physical pain more," were written in the margins. Mrs. Davis marched straight to the principal's office with a stack of our essays. Within 2 hours, Mr. Blake was called out of class by security. They cleaned out his desk while we watched through the window. Turns out he had this whole rubric for grading trauma. Categories for shock factor and emotional vulnerability. He was literally scoring our worst moments like a creative writing contest. The school board put him on leave immediately. Some parents pulled their kids out and transferred them to other schools. Rachel never came back at all. A few weeks later, we found out the real reason he got fired so fast. He wasn't just reading our essays to other classes for fun. He was posting parts of them on some psychology forum online, discussing them like case studies, using our real first names. The whole thing was so messed up that our school had to bring in therapists for any student who wanted to talk to someone. Half the kids in that class ended up needing counseling because of what he made us write and how he handled it. Mr. Blake never taught again after that, but the damage was done. Some kids transferred schools, others dropped out of psychology altogether, and Rachel's family moved to a different state.